Little Nitro.
Stacked.
If James lost, he'd have to eat a dub.
I'm not doing that. Did you see that clip of Deion Sanders?
You don't call Nick Saban Nick. Don't call me Deion.
Let me put some respect on his name. Welcome to the show. It is the Paul Rodriguez Show. It is Monday. What day is it? Is it October already? October 3rd. Happy birthday to Mama G. Want to wish her a very happy birthday. It is today on that day. For everybody else tuning in who has a birthday, happy birthday to everybody out there. Producer James in the building. The man of the DF Dub. Always repping the Hogs. Always going to be cheerleading for the Dallas Cowboys. Wes Washington, how are you, sir?
Good, man. What's that birthday shout out to Brinkley Redmond.
Word.
She turned 11 today, so shout out to my little buddy Brinkley.
Nice. Got family birthdays all over the place on October 3rd. I like that. It is the fall air, I think, is coming in. The sniffles are kind of everywhere right now. I want to wish Wes too many W's right there. I hope you start feeling better, bro. I know you got a little. You got to do that Tiger Woods. You got to do that Tiger Woods. You know, you ever see him and his son do that? Whenever they get allergies, they use like their knuckles to like rub their nose. I always thought that was like the weirdest thing. I don't know. Still need that disinfectant though.
You figure if it was Tiger, he's probably trying to get that coke out of him.
Well, you know, it's possible. It's possible. But look, we don't need to bring up Oscar De La Hoya's kind of antics on this show, but that's neither here nor there. Shout out to the Golden Boy. Dana White loves you. That's the rumor. I don't really believe that. But huge weekend for college football as well as the Dallas Cowboys with a big dub yesterday. Tennessee Titans with the dub. Freightzilla, shout out to you in the chat. Off to a big start. I thought Houston was going to be able to pull out a victory. They weren't quite up to snuff to get that done. Chargers having a big victory out there as well. I don't know about y'all. I'm going to keep it in the NFC East. We'll get to Dallas in a minute and kind of talk about that in-depth. Cooper Rush doing his thing. Michael Irvin kind of going off crazy. We'll probably talk about that a little bit later as well. Why is the NFC East the best division at this point in time in the NFL? I thought it was going to be the AFC West, but right now you have 4-0 Eagles, the 3-3 Dallas Cowboys, the 3-1 Cowboys, 3-1 Giants beating Chicago this past weekend. Then, of course, you have the Commanders, who nobody really cares about the Commanders, but the NFC East turning a page, coming into new light. Wes, what's going on here? Are they just playing each other and so it doesn't really mean anything? Or are the Eagles for real and everybody else is just pretenders?
Dude, I mean, you got to calm down, first of all.
Just saying.
I don't know. I don't really know if the Eagles have played anybody. I think maybe the best team the Eagles have played or maybe Jacksonville. Kirk Cousins is terrible in prime time. And then who they beat? Washington and Detroit. So, I mean, calm down. And don't get me wrong, Eagle fans, don't get mad. I'm going to say the same thing about the Cowboys. The Cowboys haven't beat anybody, you know.
Hold on. Let's pump the brakes right there. They beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati was in the Super Bowl AFC West champion.
Yeah, they beat Cincinnati, but calm down. I don't think Cincinnati was – I don't know if Cincinnati's that good. I'm just saying. Calm down. I don't think they beat anybody. It's a big tester coming up definitely for the Cowboys.
Surely.
And actually, the Eagles meet up, in 2 weeks. So things might get a little different. It's kind of like, in college football. You can't get excited about Kansas Jayhawks being 5-0. I mean, who they beat?
Nobody. That's a good comparison with the Eagles and the Jayhawks.
Yeah, I just if you look at the way they talk about the scheduling in the NFL, I believe that the NFC East teams have the easiest schedules, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So
Dallas is among them.
Is week 4, and I think that we're going to see some changes with Jalen Hurts. Even though you think I'm this big Jalen Hurts fan,
You are.
I'm really not.
You are.
I'm not. I think you're going to see Jalen Hurts start to struggle once he starts to play some better teams with better defenses and better secondaries. And then with the Cowboys, to me, all this stuff right here don't matter with the Cowboys. They can go undefeated in the regular season, and it's not going to impress me right now.
Okay.
Win in the playoffs. That's all I'm talking about. And, but their defense is playing good.
Yeah, they're 100%.
And Cooper Rush is, he's not, you don't go like, oh, wow, he's impressive or anything like that. But he's doing enough to win games. He's not turning the ball over. And, he's keeping them honest.
Wes, you're telling me you weren't impressed with those deep balls for a touchdown to CD and then a huge conversion to Noah Brown. We're talking 20-plus yard throws. He only made 2 of them, but those are 2 big throws that put them in scoring position, and one eventually was a touchdown. Now, granted, it's all being set up by the run, which you and I have been advocating for years for Kellen Moore to do. I hope to God Kellen Moore doesn't forget that once Dak Prescott comes back, especially when you're probably going to be facing the Los Angeles Rams or the Philadelphia Eagles. Keep that same energy, Kellen. But at the same time, Cooper Rush is doing everything not to lose the game, but he's also making a couple of plays, namely just 2 every game with those big throws. He did it last week with the third down conversions. This past weekend, he did it with a huge throw to CD for a tud, and then you got that big conversion by Noah Brown. You got to give a little bit of credit on those throws.
I'm just saying, he's not. I'm saying I'm not putting him in the category with Pat Mahomes or anything like that. I'm just saying he's doing good enough, and I mean, they gave the dude from the way the Cowboys talk. They basically gave this dude the keys to a Ferrari. So you can't be like impressed when he's going fast. Like if I give you keys to a Ferrari, I can't be impressed that you're going fast. Now, if you start doing some spin outs and doing some special things with the car, then yeah, it's different.
But don't you take into consideration what he was doing in the preseason? Granted, he was playing with 2s and 3s, guys who are selling insurance right now. But now that he's with the ones, it kind of appears he's doing a lot better than Dak. He's more consistent than Dak.
But let's also look at, they're not calling the same game they do with Dak.
You're right.
I wish they would call the game the way. I wish Kellen Moore would call the game he is doing it with Rush with Dak.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to see Dak throw it 50 times a game. It's not going to work.
What are we going to talk about, Wes? What are we going to talk about if Dak comes back next week against the Rams and he throws for 42 attempts and they run for 15 attempts? What are we going to – do we have to literally just call out Kellen Moore again? Or do we have to speculate that maybe there's something else going on, like from the GM position, the ownership position?
I mean, is it Dak? Is Dak changing the calls at the line? So, I mean, at some point, if you're a coach, if you're Kellen Moore especially, you got to call out Dak if that's what's going on.
Right.
I think you almost have to make maybe a little spectacle, especially if you're losing and Dak's, if he's changing it. Maybe you get pissed off at him and pull a Tom Brady, break an iPad or whatever they call those things that Tom's always breaking on the sideline. But if you're Kellen Moore, you gotta let Dak know, hey, I'm caught. If he's changing the plays, you gotta let him know, like, dude, we've been successful. You were out calling it like this. Mm-hmm. So stick with what we're doing with, or put Cooper Rush back in.
Who do you speculate would be the first to who are you going to look at first? Are you going to look at Kellen Moore first? Are you going to look at Dak first? Are you going to look at Jerry? Because we know Mike McCarthy's not making this decision. If they start losing and the pass attempts are 3-1 in ratio of each other, I'm looking at Jerry first, because Jerry's cutting the checks.
I'm gonna look at Kellen Moore and Dak.
Mm-hmm.
If the pass attempts go up and they start losing and that kind of stuff, I'm gonna look at them first. Then, if it's still allowed to keep going, then you got to look at Mike McCarthy. And then if it's still going and Mike McCarthy hadn't got anything, then you got to go to Jerry. So I think you got to start and then work your way up.
Is that going to be 3 L's that you got to endure before you're looking at Jerry? Or
all right, so whenever you let Dak back in,
it's probably going to be
a bad game and they throw it a bunch of times, then you got to look at Dak and Kellen.
Right.
If they go in that next week and they do the same thing, then you got to look at the coach. And then if they go into that next week and they're still doing the same thing, then you got to look at Jerry.
I only push back on the middle part. I don't think Mike McCarthy has the juice. I don't think he has any kind of say in anything.
Who's the head coach?
It's McCarthy. But McCarthy is there just to tell Jerry yes. That's they almost lost. They almost lost a huge field position this past weekend because of Mike McCarthy's boneheaded play. It happened last week where Mike McCarthy decided to take a delay of game when Maher could have kicked a 56-yard field goal. I don't trust McCarthy for anything for game management. Therefore, I think he doesn't have any say in anything personnel or anything calling plays.
Well, Jerry's not calling plays up there.
I'm not saying he is, but he could have influence on what plays will be called.
I'm just saying that's the way I would go. I get what you're saying, but McCarthy's got to act like he's got a pair.
True.
And Jerry's gonna have to be able to let go of some shit, especially if they think that that McCarthy's not gonna do anything, and they think that they're gonna get Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton's not gonna go for that. I would hope Sean Payton would go for that, and I would hope that he would treat it different. So I think McCarthy, knowing that that's looming, I think you have to say something and be like, "Hey, Kellen, let's run the ball. Let's get it balanced."
Right. I think I want to give – who do you give the credit to that right now? Because for the past 3 games, it's been balanced. I'm giving the credit to Kellen Moore. He's the OC.
I'm giving it to Kellen Moore. But my whole thing with Kellen Moore is like, you got to keep the same play calling when Dak gets back. And if you change it, then I don't think they're going to have success because I don't think that Dak can throw it that many times a game. And also, but if they keep winning, if they go for the next 2 games, if they go 1-1, I think you got to give Dak more time to rest.
I agree.
Don't rush him back just because you feel like you need him. You got to start looking at the long picture, and the long picture is winning in the playoffs.
I agree.
So you want a 100% Dak Prescott if you want to make a run in the playoffs. So if Kellen Moore can keep you, especially over the next 2 games, 1-1, and then they kind of get 2 games that they should win at home. So if you look at it and they go 3-1 over the next 4 games, especially with Rush, I mean, like I said, you got to – I think you just kind of roll with it and let Dak get 100% healthy. Don't rush him back. Even though I know Dak kind of feels – I think Dak is starting to feel that pressure of what happened
with him and Romo. Right.
But I don't see it being the same thing because you're talking about a Romo that
end of his career,
a lot longer.
End of his career, lots of injuries.
Yeah, and there was. It seemed like it was that time. I don't think it's that time yet with Dak. So he still got more time, and if they can make it to the playoffs and Dak can do something in the playoffs, and it's still his team. But if some kind of way Cooper Rush does good You wait to bring in Dak later on in the season, maybe November or when he's 100%. They make it to the playoffs and Dak loses in the first round. Then I think you got to start putting some pressure on Dak, saying, if he's not doing good, you got to start pulling him in the middle of games and putting in Rush to see if Rush can bring him back.
So a couple of things, two things I wanted to bring up. How much pressure is going to be on Dallas's coaching staff if they do take a L? Let's say they lose against the Rams and Cooper Rush is in there. There's going to be a lot of pressure to bring back Dak against Philadelphia when there really shouldn't be, because I think Cooper should get that start. I personally, for me, I don't think Dak should come back until after the bye week. That's week 10. Yeah. And if you can sit him, if you can go this run, like you said, go 3-1 out of the next 4, go into your bye, and let Dak come back in week 10 and finish the second half of the season with the same play calling that Kellen has with Cooper, let that be your ride into the playoffs. But for now, I just think if they lose against the Rams, there's going to be a lot of fan pressure to bring Dak back, and the number one fan of the Cowboys who cuts the checks is probably going to tell McCarthy, Cooper's out, Dak is in. He's making too much money to be on the bench when we know he can play. And if they go one, I really feel either way, no matter what happens against the Rams, I think Dak is going to want to come back against Philadelphia because it's going to be in Philly, and he's going to want to prove to the fan base that he can play. But I don't think he's ready yet. I don't think his hand is fully healed. His thumb will never be what it is before that injury. Quarterbacks don't come back 100% off of that injury, and he needs to go ahead and let the coaches help him get through the rest of his career and the contract that he's under right now.
Yeah, they really got to be sure of him. They got to look at it. They got to make sure he's throwing a good spiral, he's gripping the ball, and all that kind of stuff before they let him back in there. And I don't think Philadelphia is a good game to do that because you know what Philly's going to do. They're going to bring that blitz, and also. I know it's not right, but you telling me as a Philadelphia Eagle, I know Dak's got that hand, it's hurting. You telling me I ain't gonna try to squeeze it? I ain't gonna try to hit it, put my helmet on it or anything?
You know who's gonna be the first one doing that? Fletcher Cox. He's gonna be the first one that's gonna go out and try to test Dak's hand and his throwing ability. And he's going to do whatever he wants in the interior. That's where Dallas's offensive line is most weak, is in the interior. I saw Zach Martin this weekend. Zach Martin, all-pro, potential Hall of Famer, getting pushed around and manhandled, where I think he's lost his edge. He's not what he was 2-3 years ago. And then you have a weak center. You got a weak left guard. I don't have a lot of confidence in that interior defensive line with an all-pro Hall of Famer potentially in Fletcher Cox. And then you have that back end with Darius Slay in the back end trying to shut down CeeDee Lamb. It's going to be a tough time if they're going to depend on Dak's arm throwing 40 times a game. And they're going to have to I think they really got to feed the running backs if they want to continue to be successful. Last word to you, sir.
Yeah, and what I think that the Cowboys need to do is they're best when they get a lead and they actually get touchdowns. Their problem right now is they need to clean it up. They actually did a lot better yesterday with the penalties, but they still need to clean it up into the point where they're not getting field goals, they're getting touchdowns when they get in the red zone. I think that's a huge difference because I feel like when they get touchdowns, the other team throws the ball more, and I feel like their pass rush with Parsons and D-Ware or Lawrence, D-Law, not D-Ware, D-Law on the edges are really good at getting to the quarterback, especially Parsons. You can't block Parsons one-on-one. So, and I think Lawrence is a problem. I think you can't block him one-on-one. So when they you know, what they call it, pinning back their ears and they're just going at the quarterback, that defensive line is really great. And also I think that's going to help out Diggs because I think they can't get those double moves if they're getting pressure. And Diggs is really good at jumping routes and those kind of things, and when they can't do a double move. If they're getting protection and they got to defend against a lot of double moves, that will hurt the Cowboys, and I think that's when they'll give up some big plays. But the secondary, the safeties are playing great right now. Actually, right now, this is the best I've seen the Dallas Cowboys secondary play in quite some time.
I like it. Let's pivot real quick and transition into the big game this past weekend that was in the afternoon block. Patriots at the Green Bay Packers, a rough sledding. Aaron didn't look so great. Wanted to get the thoughts of producer James on how well this Packers did. Aaron Jones looked tremendous. Watson finally was able to score the ball, but it wasn't through a pass. Romeo Doubs broke my heart. What were your thoughts on the game? Slight victory over the shout out to Bailey Zappi, Victoria, Texas's own third-string quarterback out of Western Kentucky by way of Texas A&M Commerce. Do your homework, son. Bailey Zappi gave Green Bay everything they could handle. Aaron Rodgers pulled it out in the end. Thoughts?
Too close for comfort.
Tight, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I was pissed. I'm thankful they got the W, but I mean, still, it's kind of like, probably should have beat them by more. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think it comes down to I don't know what it is. It might be early season for early in the season. Rodgers. I feel like he starts to turn it up late. Mm-hmm. Again, there's the wide receiver. You don't really have a go-to besides Allen Lazard. But I mean, they've been playing good. But I mean, if you play like that against the other teams, like the elite teams in the NFL, you're not gonna come close. So they need to clean it up, and it was just too close.
It's good. I think it was good for the Packers to get a game like this where Aaron struggled, the receivers struggled. Aaron Jones seems to be the heartbeat and the energy of that offense. A.J. Dillon did everything he was able to do, but the defense was able to stave off that Bill Belichick-led offense and defense, because I was just shocked on how well, with a third-string quarterback from obscure nowhere, Western Kentucky. I think it's Western Kentucky.
I never heard of him.
Yeah,
but he broke like some records at Western.
Dude, he is a
he blew it up.
He listen, I'm gonna put you right now. Teams saw what he did, and he will be a backup quarterback fighting for a starting position in the next 3 or 4 years. And if
I'll take him over DiNucci any day.
Hey, if Mac Jones keeps bullshitting the way he is, he will be replaced by this young gunslinger, because that dude was not afraid to throw the ball anywhere against that vaunted Green Bay defense. Fun game. It was a little tight for me. Wes, speaking of fantasy, your nephew pulled the dub, 3-point victory in fantasy over myself. If Romeo Doubs, I wanted to say Josh Dobbs. If Romeo Doubs catches that touchdown, I would have got the victory. I got sent home packing. I'm 1-3.
Yeah.
He's
I think
undefeated.
my nephew's actually doing pretty good.
He's undefeated, bro. He's undefeated.
Yeah, so I mean, the young guys are kind of beating us up, aren't they?
Man, they're taking names. That's all I got to say. Final game of the evening, Chiefs at Buccaneers. We got about 4 more minutes before we got to let you go, Wes. Just give quick thoughts on that game. James, if you watch it, I'll take yours too. Give me 2 minutes.
Which one?
Chiefs at Tampa.
Man, what I take from it is that, Tampa Bay got behind the what do they call it? They got behind quickly.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna use some kind of saying there, but I couldn't think of it. They got behind quickly. But there's Kansas City, dude. When Mahomes is on, man, they're tough to beat. They don't even have to play good defense because they're gonna keep scoring, and they get that rhythm and whatever you want to call it, and they just they get it moving, and they're a tough team to beat. Now, if you can kind of get them out of their rhythm, make them not. I don't know what to say. What I'm trying to say, like Mahomes, if you can get Mahomes rattled and he's not as accurate and he's not out there making plays and doing all the, his weird stuff, then you have a chance, because the defense, I don't think for Kansas City is that good. I think if that defense got to stay on the field a lot, I think they'll have problems.
The receiving core for the Chiefs looked actually really good last night outside of Kelsey. I was kind of surprised. Everybody was contributing, everybody from MVS to McCall Hardeman. Even Sky Moore was doing some great things. Kelsey, huge mismatch. Nobody could cover him. David White or Levante David could not get him under control at all. James, did you watch the game by chance?
I watched some of it. I had a busy day, so I was kind of winding down, but I caught the fourth quarter, of course.
Yeah, you were smoking ribs is what you were doing.
That was on Friday.
Hey, man, them ribs look good. That's all I got to say. Wes, what's
up?
I
don't think with the NFC, I don't think that it really matters that much for, you say, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, because I don't think that they don't have to be as good. I still think the favorites in the NFC would be Green Bay, Tampa Bay,
Niners,
possibly the Rams. I know everybody's jumping on the Eagles bandwagon, but the Eagles, they got to beat some better teams.
Hey man, what about Niners with Garoppolo, dude? They got to be in the hunt.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I picked them to win tonight.
We'll see what happens. Who gets the crown, ladies and gentlemen? Over the weekend, out of our pick'ems, I am 10-5 on the weekend. Wes Washington is 10-5. Producer James is 7-8 going into tonight's game. Whoever pulls the victory, I had the Rams. Wes had the Niners. Whoever wins tonight gets the crown. We'll figure it out as soon as we get back after the game tonight.
I need to start taking y'all more serious in this.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm playing around.
Yeah, see, what happened was I turned it on because I didn't know you were a shark. That's what happened. I didn't know you were a shark the way you are. So I amped up to all pro in my pick'em. What's funny is we're picking different teams and we're getting the same damn record. That's the problem here.
Yeah. But I also think I'm picking a little bit too emotional.
Yeah, you have.
Surprise.
I'm picking a lot with my emotions on certain teams. I need to be more, practical,
objective.
With it. But I hate picking any teams in the NFC East.
Oh, boo-hoo. We got to go to break. Let's get out of here real quick. Before we do that, stick around. College football, then special guest. I'll put it like that.
I hope not.
Get back. Let's get out of here. 5 minutes. Welcome back to the show. It's time for us to move on to the college football. Horrible weekend for the Aggies and the Arkansas Razorbacks, but big victory comeback for the University of Texas at Austin. Big victory over West Virginia. Looked mighty fine, showed a lot of class in the second half of the game to not run up the score. I know a lot of the West Virginia alum and faithful were happy about that. Sarkisian could have put up 50 points if he wanted to. It was a little bit controlled with 38. Did kind of finish kind of tight somewhat. But Texas in control from start to finish. Big victories for the Alabama Crimson Tide over the Arkansas Razorback. It was a fun game. Just got a little bit out of hand. Bryce Young did go down in that game, did not return. But his understudy could run. That dude in the future is going to be a big problem for college football programs to kind of stop. Aggies get rolled up, taking care of business. Jimbo Fisher's offense is stagnant. He needs to make a change, and maybe he needs to be the change. It may be time for him to go. But talking about the Arkansas Razorbacks, let's get into it. This is the time where we get to see the thoughts of West Washington and how their Arkansas Razorbacks are going to take that L. Wes?
I felt like, Arkansas was probably going to lose. That's why I felt like they needed to win against A&M. And I felt like they were very hungover from that game.
You're right.
Started out. They woke up. They kind of made it close for a little bit, which I was happy with. They made it close for a second, which I'm glad they answered. So I feel like they haven't given up on the season. So hopefully, they can take that little bit and spin it and finish out the rest of the season and run the table, and get a good bowl game. And I think that's where the team needs to go. And I think if they lose another game, then I think it's a letdown. If they lose another game, I think they should be able to run the table. But Alabama's Alabama, and Georgia, they're not looking as great as I thought. So I think we're gonna see something. I can see maybe a Kentucky team beating Georgia. If they're playing good, even though Kentucky did lose to Ole Miss, but I think they got a pretty good team. So I don't think it's as clear as it was. I think you might see, like you said, USC. I think USC, or you got Ohio State. I think it's going to be a lot closer race. I don't think it's a done deal that the SEC is going to win a national championship this year.
I totally disagree with that. I think the SEC is the class of the college football landscape. Right now, there just doesn't seem to be another team. USC is playing other Pac-12 teams extremely too tight. If they're not careful, they're going to get caught by an Oregon, or they might get caught by Utah, depending on how they finish the season. Clemson does not look as formidable as I thought they would be. And whoever comes out of the Big Ten, I think, just gets decimated by either Alabama or Ohio State, whoever they end up playing. I don't see a team from the Big 12 getting in unless it's an undefeated Oklahoma State. I don't see any other team getting in at this time just because of how weak that conference is holistically. Are we surprised how well the SEC East is doing right now with the Kentuckys? All well being that they did lose to Ole Miss. Ole Miss looks good. Tennessee looks good. Florida in the beginning was looking good. Georgia didn't look good this weekend, but has looked great in the games before that. Has the SEC East surpassed the SEC West outside of Alabama?
No, what I think it is I think it has to do a lot with this transfer portal. Okay. So I think teams are Arkansas and Kentucky. I think they're going to start to get these guys that go to Alabama, they go to Georgia, they go to Ohio State, they go to USC, and they're like, well, I don't want to sit behind this guy. I can go play for, a good school and have a chance possibly at, getting a lot more looks being being on TV more and that type of deal where you go to an A&M or you go to an Arkansas or you go to Kentucky instead of just going to staying at Alabama and sitting behind whatever guy for however many years.
Well, that's the biggest.
So
that's the biggest selling
it's
point.
Kind of leveling things out.
That's the biggest selling point for Alabama, though. You only need 1 year of starting to get drafted in the NFL. I mean, look at Tua, look at Jalen, look at Mac, look at Najee Harris. You have running backs who go play 1 year because they have all pro running backs in the NFL that are ahead of them because they're upperclassmen. Now, it does make sense for guys like Dylan Gabriel, who went from UCF to Oklahoma, where he really hasn't done much, and I think Oklahoma is underperforming. But the same thing can be said for the Martinez kid who went from Nebraska to Kansas State, where Kansas State right now, with combination of Deuce Vaughn, is absolutely causing havoc on the Big 12, where they were totally dominant against Oklahoma. TCU is also doing very well. Baylor has underperformed this year. I just think for me, the transfer portal isn't, I think, as beneficial as some may think. For the elite of the elite players, I think it's good. But for the whole body of college football players, I don't think it's a good thing because guys like Dylan Gabriel don't translate. But the Martinez kid does. The Caleb Williams that goes from Oklahoma to USC is going to work out because he's young. Spencer Rattler's not doing anything at South Carolina. To me, I just don't see it that well to be beneficial holistically. If you're an elite of an elite, yeah, it makes sense. But for the other kids, it just doesn't seem to be it's not panning out the way I think most would assume it would for them to be successful.
But you also got to look at it that Spencer Rattler, he didn't have to end his career at South Carolina, does he?
No, not at all.
So maybe he gets. I think there's going to be recruiting among the players. You got a guy that's, somewhere, a wide receiver or running back or just like a backfield, and they feel like, hey, we don't have the right quarterback, but hey, Spence, you come over here, dude. I think our offense can change if you're there. You know what I'm saying?
But he kind of did that already at Oklahoma. He was playing a much more complicated offense where he had to go through progressions. Now that he goes to South Carolina, it's more of a high school led offense where he's making one read and getting the ball out of his hands. He kind of did that where he went to a school that was going to be more suited for his skill set. And I don't think he's raising his NFL draft stock tremendously, which in my opinion is what the transfer portal is all about. It's to elevate significantly like Russell Wilson did from NC State to Wisconsin. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for, is who's going to be making that big move from a small school. Or let's just take Bailey Zappi, for example. He went from a D2 school to a FCS school and rewrote the record book. Got drafted in the 4th round with the New England Patriots.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. But you might see this happen more where it's a kid, it's a great quarterback in, say, the MAC. He throws up some big numbers. Mm-hmm. He could decide, hey, or somebody could, or, if you're a player, like if you're at Arkansas, he's like, hey, this guy probably could fit our offense better if he comes in with us. So I think there's going to be recruiting like that. You know what I'm saying?
There will be more, no doubt.
And I think that's going to help guys that are in those smaller schools get more recognized. But it's also going to be where guys at bigger schools are going to end up going down to, say, a MAC game or something like that, or SMU. So then they could raise those stats.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I'm also kind of taking into consideration the NIL deals. Do you want to go from an NIL deal at Oklahoma to South Carolina, or do you want to go from an NIL deal from, this is probably not a great example, but from Auburn and Bo Nix to Oregon? It's kind of one of those things like, if you may go raise your stock in the NFL as a prospect, but you're going to be losing much more money in the NIL deal than you would be, I think, getting a higher draft position. It may work out in the end, but I think to me it's just a huge gamble because you're playing at a university with so much notoriety when you initially commit to it in the beginning.
But I mean, Auburn, Oregon. I don't think that's.
Yeah, it's not
I
a real
mean,
great comparison.
Yeah, but I mean, these dudes are getting. I mean, they're getting all kinds of NIL deals where they're getting local stuff. Also, it's a lot of stuff they may not be really that notarized unless you're in that town or whatever and watching local news. But Bryce Young, he's getting more nationwide NIL deals where you got guys that, what was it? Dakota's Crawford, wherever he's at, is a local AC place that used him for an NIL deal.
I thought you were going to break an NIL deal here on the show with Bryce Young with Nationwide Insurance. I thought that's where you were going with. The way you had kind of set that up, Nationwide, I thought you were getting into their jingle real quick. I was going to ask you if they cut a check because, hashtag no ads, no free ads. I'm just saying, man. Just curious.
I think, like I said, I just think that the transfer portal is definitely going to change college football right now, and I think it's going to make it more even. And I think that teams are going to. I just think it's going to even out over the next couple of years, especially when you're talking about teams moving conference to conference.
It's definitely free agency like there is in the NFL in college football with the transfer portal. Extremely valuable, beneficial for the young kids. Let's transition real quick. James, I don't know if you saw this, but is Michael Irvin losing his mind with the Dallas Cowboys win like every single weekend on First Take? Because the week before, when Cooper Rush absolutely dominated the Giants, and then this past weekend, he didn't go talk for 17 minutes, maybe not 17, but it was about 11 minutes on First Take. Didn't let Stephen A. get us a word in. Didn't let anybody get a word in. But this week, you sent a clip, and he was a little bit more docile. But what is it about Michael that just gets people just riled up? Would you say Michael's like the biggest cheerleader for the Dallas Cowboys?
One of them, yeah.
Right. I mean, he's not like a traditional cheerleader. He's more of like that corporate guy who goes into an event, who goes into a show, who's going to make people motivated, who's going to get them entertained and get the juices flowing, get the energy hyped so that everybody kind of knows what time it is.
Yeah. Last week, you see Dez over there in the stands. He was their biggest cheerleader.
Dude, Dez is like an underrated cheerleader, right?
Yeah.
What is it about the 88s, man? And then you got, what's his name? Drew Pearson. I haven't said too many fond things about Drew Pearson because of what I saw after a certain Hall of Fame snub, but he eventually got in. Shout out to you, sir. But the 88s, man, that's a long club with Pearson, Irvin, Dez, now CD. Is that just a part of how they got to toe the line? Is that what happens?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Jerry's cutting the check so they can sit there in the stands and, and cheer on
Did you see Jerry this weekend? Did you see what happened, what he was doing?
No.
Do you think Jerry knows how to work a phone?
Oh.
A smartphone?
He looked like a particular somebody I know.
They were doing a montage, and they had Jerry Jones 3 or 4 years ago using a flip phone. 2014, Jerry Jones used a flip phone. Cut to a year earlier, Jerry Jones had his personal eyeglass wiper. Had some guy doing a wiper. And then you got Irvin coming in here with the 88s, doing all kinds of things. And I'm just like, why is it always got to be the 88s? And why is it got to be Irvin?
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, Damon Irvin. Damon, what are you doing here?
I'm partying. I'm still going, baby.
Oh, my God.
How about them Cowboys? I told you. Y'all keep doubting me, and what happens? The Cowboys are back, baby. Hey, like your boy in Texas, what'd he say? We're back.
I saw you at the tailgates, man. What are you doing? How are you still going?
Dude, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. I'm on with Mike Irvin. Jerry's got all this stuff going on. It's such a good time. I needed a car real quick, so I had to go by this little punk's house and take his car.
Hey, I put a little something in his drink.
Oh my god.
He's been throwing up.
Oh my god. Wes, are you all right?
Can't handle his drink.
Oh
But
man.
hey, y'all gonna see what's gonna happen right now. They're gonna go out there, they're gonna beat the Rams, and then they're gonna beat those Eagles.
Oh my god. Damon, why do you always crash the show?
Oh, dude. Come on, man. You don't miss me?
I like when you show up because Dallas wins. But other than that, I'm sick of seeing your face on this show.
Hey, James.
Damn. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable here.
James, relax.
He's so close to the camera.
Hey,
Oh my god! My god, those are his keys! He's taking the keys to the link! Oh. What is he gonna leave in the truck this week? Welcome back. It is that show. Going to talk a little bit about Tua, concussion protocols being adjusted, doctors getting fired, and rules being changed. I was going to say laws. But big news over the past 2 weeks. Tua was obviously visibly wobbly against I forgot who they played 2 weeks ago. Couldn't think of it off the top of my head. But then this past weekend, suffered a huge, severe tackle from Cincinnati's defensive tackle where his head literally bounced off the ground on Thursday night, in the loss. Tua did go off the field. He was carted off. It was a scary scenario. Since then, the NFLPA has agreed to terminate the doctor who did, review the concussion for Tua Tagovailoa 2 weeks ago. They have separated themselves from the team, or the doctor has been separated from the team. And a potential new rule may be going into effect as early as this coming week, where if a player is visibly disoriented, I think that's the verbiage they're trying to use, and cannot probably stand on his own 2 feet, he will automatically enter the concussion protocol with no questions asked. I don't really like this rule. Nobody really understands how people heal, how quickly they heal. It doesn't necessarily have to be with your brain being injured that could cause you to be physically disoriented. It could be a back strain. It could be you walking a certain way. It could be maybe just a dizziness. It could be a lot of different things, but they're going to err on the side of caution due to the fact that they had to cut a nearly $1 billion check a few years ago due to the CTE, where a lot of players were allowed to go back on the field after suffering a severe concussion. And then we saw the wave of self-harm due to CTE and other violence associated with CTE in those former football players. Wes, did you want to give any thoughts or inputs into this? James, you're welcome to do as well. Just want to see what y'all's thoughts were about this, since this is a major news developing for the NFL. Wes has this look on his face where I don't know if he let a flatulent out, or if he smells. You smell something funny? You smell something funny upstairs?
Y'all weren't even worried about me.
What are you talking about?
The dude poisoned my drink.
I asked how you were. I yelled into the microphone if you were okay.
I was in there throwing my guts up. Man, I'm just saying, y'all weren't even worried about me. You come back, y'all professional, going right into the next day. Come on, man. Anyway.
Hey, I got some cheese. I got some cheese for all that wine you're spitting out right now, sir.
I'm just saying, I thought y'all were my homies. I'm getting attacked, and y'all just like, oh.
What you want me to do? I'm in Central Texas. You in the DFW. What am I gonna do?
Just act concerned. Act like you're concerned.
I asked if you were okay while we were on the air.
Hey, you're not worried about the Lincoln, so why should we be worried about you?
Hey, do you know your Lincoln's gone?
What am I supposed to do?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm tracking it right now.
You got LoJack?
I track it. I'm seeing where he's at, but what am I going to do? I can't go after him. I don't have a car.
What's he going to leave in there this week?
Oh, God. Don't even go there. But no, let's go back to football. With that, I think it's a good thing to do it, because I don't know, man. These head injuries are big. It's a big deal. So
it's a slippery slope, though.
And it is. It's a real slippery slope, but it's something you got to look at, because it's something that deals with maybe going down the line in your life outside of football when you start talking about these head injuries. So it's something that you got to take serious. So I don't mind. I like the new rule, and I think they need to go ahead and approve it. And dude, I think the coach for the Dolphins might be fired. It was a huge deal. Like I don't know. Yeah. It just seems like how did he get back on the field? I just don't understand how he got back on the field.
Well, I think that's why, like, somebody's head had to roll. Like, no pun intended. Somebody had to get relieved of their duties. And they said, let's just go ahead and get rid of the doctor. That's going to be the easiest way to get through this. But this is something that I wanted to ask James about because James is a big UFC guy. And Wes, you kind of go back and forth between y'all two. We don't always, let me rephrase this. People outside of the UFC or combat sports don't always see a dude tight. And what I mean by tight is when they get knocked out, they go limp, but their bodies are like almost in rigor mortis, right? They're all flexing.
Yeah, stiffen up like a 2x4.
Because the body is trying to, the body's shut down to protect the vital organs. That's what's going on in the brain. And so with Tua doing all the fingers, I think that had a monumental movement with Roger Goodell in the stadium that night for them to move quickly, swiftly, urgently, and forcefully to have that image removed from the game because they're selling a family product. And they don't want 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 teenagers seeing that on national TV because they feel that's reserved for the octagon or a boxing ring or a kickboxing match. They did not like seeing that on that field. But all of us that played, we know what that meant. Everybody who's been trained in combat sports understands what happened. The body shut down to protect itself. Natural occurrence. But he did suffer some brain trauma in that. He bounced his head off the ground like a baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, like a basketball. It literally like popped off the ground.
Which I was surprised they didn't throw a penalty for that.
Right. And I don't even know if the DT was fined. I haven't looked, but maybe we'll do that later.
I don't know. It wasn't like it was a nasty hit. It was just.
But he whipped him,
though. It was a little guy.
Slammed him.
He whipped him. He whipped him, though. Yeah. That's where it could have been a penalty.
But I mean, isn't it like, I mean, you know, because he had like wrapped him up, but it happened kind of quick. And I mean, there wasn't a whistle. I could understand if there was a whistle and then you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I mean, you don't stop until the whistle, right?
You play through the echo of the whistle. Yeah. That's the way I play.
Tua's a small guy, man. And those guys, those D linemen, dude, they get a hold of you. They're so strong, especially so pumped up. Dude. I mean, I can only imagine what these dudes how hard they can throw me down.
Remember,
they get a hold of James.
Remember,
the dude throws James down.
Game over.
Like, DTs and offensive linemen are trained. They're trained to move 300-pound men out of the way. Yeah. Let's understand that. They're trained to move 6'4", 6'8", 300+ men out of the way. What happens when they get a hold of a 6 foot, 200-pound quarterback?
Yeah.
And they have the leverage. They have the leverage to whip them and use their core strength and sling them to the ground. I love it. Don't get me wrong. People can hate me because of what I saw. I loved it. I played in the trenches. I'm sorry. That's the way I played the game. But look, you can't be trying to run away from a DT with all of your momentum going one way and they whip you that same way.
Yeah, that's kind of too, and he's got to learn. You got to get rid of the ball.
Exactly.
You know, you're going to see it with these smaller quarterbacks. Kyler Murray, it'll probably happen to him because they're so small and they're light in the ass, dude. And they're going to get tossed around.
I don't know. He got that hair though. It's going to help him though.
And but they another problem is they like to hold on to the ball because they like to make plays.
Yes, sir.
You know. And so they're going to have to learn if they want to last, they got to get rid of the ball.
James,
there's a reason Tom Brady lasted so long is because, he gets rid of the ball.
Good.
He also throws a fit whenever he gets hit.
Well, that's because he's a G.
That's Tom Brady.
Tom is, look, I don't care what y'all say. That crap you see on Instagram, that ain't Tom. Tom's the dude. Tom's the thug. John with Lattimore. When he gets his homeboy Evans to come back and handle his business. Who does that? Only the G's do that. I'm sorry.
But, hey, you can do that when you can back it up. You look at the guys that won in sports. That's what they did.
How did
Larry, Jordan, all the great guys probably did it.
Hey,
probably didn't see it probably as much with Montana because nobody watched it like that.
Hey, fellas, how did Steve Harvey do it on the Kings of Comedy? Whenever he went, he was just like, bling, bling, right? When he had all that hardware, I'm saying Tom has the hardware. I'm sorry. Yeah. He's gonna talk to you. He's gonna let you know. Peyton did the same thing.
I guarantee you what Tom does off camera, like when he sees him in practice, he's like, hey, I got you. Let's work on this. He goes at it a different way.
Right, baby.
But in the heat of the moment, that's how he's gonna come at you. And you can't take it that way. Because I guarantee you, he clears it up later on. Hey, we're in the heat of the moment. I lost it, but hey, let's work on this. What I'm trying to tell you is if we get this done, we can win rings. I got the hardware to show you.
Let me finish my thought. On that note, Peyton did the same thing, right? Peyton did the same thing, but Peyton didn't cuss. That's the only difference. Tom Brady gonna cuss at you. He gonna slip it. I wanted to get your thoughts. When Tua was on the ground and his fingers were doing things that Mike can't right now, what did you think about? Like, what were you thinking?
Well, first I was like, holy shit, did they break his fingers or something? You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, snap. But then I was like, this looks familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he just took a right hand or a head kick. You know what I mean? It's us guys that like to watch football, especially if that's your team and stuff, you see the injury, the protocol when they go into the 10 or whatever the case may be, they play more towards the safe side most of the time. Yeah. That wasn't the case for Tua last week. And then you got to wonder also, with him, in my opinion, he shouldn't have played.
100%.
He shouldn't have played. So 2 concussions within 4 days, that's not good. That is not good at all. And especially with all of these, the players with CTE, committing suicide, doing crazy stuff like that, it's just not a good look. Even though the rules are there to protect them from themselves because they're not going to quit. They're not going to be like, no, I can't play. So they're there to protect themselves. Right. It's not something we like to see because we like to, we're men. We like to, tough it out, go out there, go out on your shield and all that stuff. But, I mean, I don't know, man. It's a crazy game. So, safety has to be there first and foremost to protect these guys, especially when they're getting paid millions of dollars to lead a team to wins and all of that stuff. I think it's necessary. He's been ruled out next game, which is no surprise to nobody. But at least I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad they were talking about how he was talking on the plane ride back and all that stuff. So that's good to hear. But man, it's scary. I'm just my only pushback is for all the people who want to say that was dirty. We don't need this in the game. This and that. It wasn't dirty. Okay. This is the game. This is a part of the game. Injuries are going to happen. People are going to get hurt severely. Broken bones, broken necks. I watched Ryan Shazier paralyze himself on national TV when he was with the Steelers. I saw and I knew instantly when he was reaching for his back, something was wrong. But he was able to rehabilitate. When we have tremendous injuries like this and catastrophic injuries similar to these, our technology advances. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but what I'm saying is it's a helpful thing. The severe injuries are causing medical advancements, but we also have to make sure these are also human beings and we got to protect them. But whatever happens on the field, you can't dog someone out for it because they're not automatically a bad guy. Even if they swing helmets or anything like that. I know where y'all stand and y'all know where I stand on that subject, but I just want to make it very clear. Whatever happens on that field between those sidelines stays there. Unless someone starts bringing out, if fans are fighting, that's different. Yeah. That's what they're trained to do. Go after the quarterback, bring him down. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you can't be mad at the guy. I watched it and because I was showing my girl and she was like, "Oh my God,"
That's what the NFL is afraid of.
Yeah.
That female response, the innocent child's. Oh, is he dead? What are they gonna think when his fingers are every which way? The children don't understand that. Yeah. They haven't been exposed to that kind of violence, and the NFL doesn't want that product. I get the money. I get the money aspect of it, but damn it, you're watching gladiators do battle on the gridiron.
But
Sorry,
it's scared away parents.
I agree, but
the
listen,
game.
they expanded the game to bring in that demographic, baby. The base has been here, and that's what we're about. Nobody was bitching when Jack Tatum came across the middle and paralyzed the dude in the 1970s. I'm not advocating for it, but what I'm saying is it's a part of the game.
Yeah. Even like, going to the high school games and there's a big hit, you hear, and everyone, because it's like, damn, this is a clean hit.
Everybody wants to hear and see the collision, but nobody wants to see the injury.
Yeah, the aftermath.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's simple.
I mean, they finally got the NFL used to promote those big hits. They used to have those videos,
Hardest hits.
NFL crunches, all kinds of videos where they would show the hits. Now they've gotten away from that. But I mean, that's what people like seeing it until somebody gets hurt.
Yes, sir.
Then all of a sudden it's a problem. But I mean, that's what you sign up for. Just like if you're a NASCAR person, if you wreck your car, I mean, it's gonna happen. You're driving a fast car going at high speeds around other cars' speed. I mean, things are gonna happen. Like if you jump out of planes, I mean, you're taking a chance.
You think if that was Brady, there would have been a flag thrown?
Rodgers, Brady,
gets slammed down like
Mahomes,
that.
Russell Wilson. Who else?
I don't think Brady gets slammed down like that because I don't think Brady. That's not a chance Brady's gonna take.
Brady took a shot. Brady took a shot this weekend though, on that throwing shoulder.
Of course he's gonna get hit, but I'm just saying he's not gonna try to make that extra play like that. He's gonna get rid of it.
Yeah.
You see Rodgers get
A
pissed?
guy like Russell Wilson might do it, but that's the thing. And it's always been a problem with quarterbacks that are mobile and get out of that pocket. You look at the quarterbacks that last and they have those long careers, they're guys that don't move a lot in the pocket. They get rid of it. Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. These guys, they get rid of the ball.
No doubt.
These guys that get outside that pocket and take hits and not make unnecessary things.
It's trouble for him. James?
Rodgers, he had got mad because I think they had too many men on the field at one point, and he was rushing up under center, and then they think they caught a timeout or whatever, and he was like, you could hear it on the audio on the broadcast, and he's like, snap the fucking ball.
Right.
And then Romo was like, whoa, Rodgers is upset, rushing to the center, and he told him, hey guys, hurry up and snap the ball.
Romo just needs to stop talking.
Really?
Nobody likes him. Nobody likes him.
I do.
You like Tony Romo on the broadcast?
I like his commentary. Yeah. Oh man.
Snooze fest.
Wes? Oh, Wes doesn't watch the broadcast.
Tell you the truth, man. I don't know, man. It seems like when I listen to him, like if I'm watching the game, he's all right. And then the next day, the local guys, they talk about it and they bring up certain points. I'm like, that is kind of annoying. Because he has this thing with Jim Nantz where he's trying to make fun of him. And it's just, it gets really weird.
He got poor timing. You know who else has poor timing? RG3.
Oh, man. You see what he tweeted?
Dude, he sus. Big time.
You think so?
Sus, bro. Like, Attack of the Booty Cheeks. He said that on the Monday night show last week.
Dude, RG3 might be one of those dudes. He's at the bar or he's at like when you go out anywhere, say the Hooters or something like that. And he's always making the inappropriate jokes to the chick, but she's not finding it funny and just keeps doing it. That's what he's kind of coming off.
It almost seems like he's so innocent.
He's not picking up on it.
It's almost like he's so innocent, he doesn't know what he's saying at times. And I'm like, I have to give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, he was a military brat. He was always like straight edge. He seems like he's super square, and so I just give him the benefit of the doubt. But he's not my all-time worst, and I'm not gonna say my all-time worst, but let's put it this way: Al Michaels has moved on for the better. I'll let y'all put that together.
Trying to find the tweet.
Tweedledee.
Yeah,
Tweedledee.
let's see.
No,
Can't find it.
it's all good.
That Collinsworth?
Who? What'd you say?
Collinsworth?
What about him?
Oh yeah, he's
Who?
Chris Collinsworth.
The
Is
Owls.
that who you talking
The
about?
Owls are out. You might be right. You might be onto something, Wes.
He was talking about one team, RG3, and he was like, he's like, dang, Antonio Brown showed more D than I forgot what team he was talking
see
about.
what stupid shit comes out of his mouth? It's so dumb, dude. Someone was trolling. Someone was trolling Brady. They put a photo, and I ain't trying to be I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all. But somebody on one of these meme pages posted a photo of Giselle hugging Antonio Brown after the Super Bowl victory. And I was like, man, y'all gonna piss Tom off. All I know is that photo is not a good look right about now. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out. It's not a good look.
Maybe that's motivation. It's Tom doing that.
Nah, bro.
You know,
That's not what that meme said. I'm not repeating what that meme said because I ain't trying to talk to TB12. Not like that. No, sir. Ain't gonna have me out here spreading nonsense.
You want me to find it, and that way you don't have to say it.
No, maybe after we're done here, but
I'll save it for off the rails.
I mean, we're kind of there already, aren't we?
Are we?
I think we are. I mean,
Yeah, I got something I wanted to talk about for off the rails.
oh lordy, lordy. Here we go.
Let's talk about Brett Favre.
That piece of crap.
Yes, sir.
He's
that guy.
He needs to. He's going to be leading he needs to lead the Mean Machine football team. Him, Brittany Griner. Who else is in there? Give me some more names.
Brittany Griner.
Yeah, she Akon, bro. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. You're looking at me passing judgment on me.
I didn't say nothing.
You looked at me like I was shoot.
I thought we were gonna stay in the football.
We can't talk about BG. Is that what we're saying? We can't talk about BG. Can't talk about the Rona. Can't talk about BG. Can't talk about no politics.
Yeah, that's for another show.
That's for another show.
Yeah, he's piece
Dude,
of
you
crap.
gotta watch out with that stuff, man. People are really sensitive, man.
Is
You gotta watch out.
it just me, or does it seem like it's not getting a whole lot of coverage like it should be?
What?
Brett Favre seems to always put his name in the media during football season every year. And it's just the most outlandish crap. I don't know what he did. I know what the reports say, but I can't prove it. I wasn't there. But damn it, if it's true, him and that politician need to go to prison.
Yeah, there's text messages.
I don't know. I ain't seen him.
At one point, he says, "Are you sure we aren't gonna get caught?"
That sounds like intent to me.
Yeah. And when I read that, I was like, "Dude,
Is this legit reporting or is this alleged?
yeah, I could find him."
No, if you, I mean, I trust you.
Yeah. D.
I mean, is it hard out there like that for Brett?
He
wanted a build. What did he want built?
Wanted to build a was it a volleyball
He wanted a structure built at his alma mater, Southern
for
Mississippi.
his daughter.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
He has the money to build it.
What? Yeah, he doesn't have the money to build that. Just write it off.
You never use your own money in business.
Okay.
But he could just write that off, dude. Come on.
He can write off. He can write off $25 million.
He ain't got nobody that can donate and help him. Be like, hey, I'll give this much, you do this much, and we both write it off.
Exactly.
As far as for him, like on the field, Green Bay Packers legend, the things that he did while he was on the field playing for Green Bay, all respect to him. But the off the field antics,
Popping pills, bro.
the off the field antics, dude, get out of here, man. Like with this whole. The way that he, I had a refresher, and I was like, dude, I was so sick of, he's like, well, I don't know if I'm gone, I don't know if I'm coming back, blah, blah, blah. And just the same shit every season, just keeping his name in the media, like you said. And then, once, he was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go to the Vikings. Granted, he went to the Jets before that, but he ended up going to the Vikings of all teams. Like, oh, okay, Brett. Almost made it back to the Super Bowl.
Are you bitter?
Them girls ain't loyal.
Yeah, I am.
I was going to say another word, but I want to piss off anybody.
Why are you bitter, man? He can't go a Super Bowl.
He got you a little blingy bling.
You won't be bitter if Dak went to the Eagles?
No, not at all.
Look at him.
Hey, if Dak wins me a Super Bowl and then goes to the Eagles, bye.
But what happens?
So
What happens? But what happens if Dak doesn't win a Super Bowl, goes to the Eagles, and then wins the Super Bowl?
Then he can go himself.
Them girls ain't loyal. See, it's all about perspective.
What if he leaves, he goes to the Eagles, and then Cooper Rush, Dak meet in the playoffs. Ooh. Dak sends the Cowboys packing, moves on, goes to the Super Bowl and wins it.
Dak can go fuck himself.
Oh my goodness, y'all brought up the F-bombs, you heathens.
Hey, there $20 in the pot,
saying,
first
man,
one.
I can't stand the Eagles.
I know. Whatever, I know you love the Eagles. I know.
He loves Jalen Hurts. How do you love Jalen Hurts but not the Eagles?
Hey, shout out to Nas Cool. Hey, easy, brother, easy.
But I'm just saying that's kind of like my problem is that I can't stand the Eagles and I keep picking against them.
No, you keep picking. You keep picking against the Dallas Cowboys. Is what you keep picking. That's what you keep doing.
I keep picking against the Eagles. I get the game ball tonight. Is that what you're doing?
Game ain't over yet.
So at what point it seems like like I keep asking the same question week after week. At what point are we at a quarterback controversy in Dallas? Because
there won't be one.
The fans are already turning.
No, they're not. Don't listen to those memes.
No, my Facebook feed.
Don't listen to that nonsense, bro. It's just.
What do you mean?
It's hyperbole.
What do you mean? What are they saying, James? You just said it turning. What are they saying?
Nah, just sharing. The fact that Cooper Rush is the only Dallas Cowboys quarterback to win his first 4 starts.
He ain't won nothing.
Well,
you can win.
You gotta back him up, though. I mean, you gotta.
Who's scoring the touchdowns?
You gotta back him up.
Who's throwing the ball?
Who's scoring the touchdowns?
Okay.
You gotta catch it. I get it.
Yeah, but you also gotta throw it.
I get it. And how do you get protected to throw it?
Okay.
And how do you get that time when the linebackers and the DBs aren't always at the line of scrimmage because they're respecting that run game?
Yeah. You also got to get the ball from point A to point B.
Don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in that Aaron Rodgers. This ain't Green Bay. This ain't that bad man. This ain't the GOAT.
Yes.
That Aaron Rodgers
this is
crap.
A lot to do with the defense.
That Aaron Rodgers crap. You can talk about that. Dallas cannot. Cooper Rush cannot. It has exactly what Wes was talking about, the defense, giving them a cushion so that they can go put the points on the board. It's a lot easier to score when you're up than if you are down.
With that being said, I wanted to bring up too, like with these, like how I said, and there are some people, and I think they're foolish, like I'm not with, Dak's starting quarterback. I'm not dumb, but when you have an injury to your starting quarterback that you paid a buttload of money to, and then you have your backup quarterback is that not their job to fill in, just in case it's an insurance policy? You're supposed to win, if not just sustain, like an above 500 record while your starter is out. So when they do their job and then things like this, like quarterback controversy happens, like he's doing his job.
It's because for a long time, Dallas never had consistent success.
Yeah,
unless it was the 90s. And there was a time in the 90s where redhead number 1, Jason Garrett, was doing and fulfilling in for the injured Troy Aikman. Let's not forget about that. But all these young Cowboys fans, they were babies or they weren't alive. But us old heads, we remember that. We remember when Garrett filled in for Troy when he was hurt. Same thing's going on now. And what happened that year? What happened that year that he filled in? Bling, bling. That's what happened.
They have a good roster. But it's all about what are you gonna do in the playoffs?
Right, because
All this regular season stuff don't mean nothing if you can't win in the playoffs.
Because Norv Turner had a balanced offense that he used with a great defense on the back end, so Troy could throw to Michael and Alvin Harper, Jay Novacek, and had Emmett running the ball all game long. Because it works. Wes and I have been talking about it for 20, 30 years. Run balance. What's going on in Green Bay right now? Balanced offense. Yeah. Because the receivers aren't up to par yet.
Yeah, it has to.
It has to.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is that it works.
So if Dak comes back and things start going not so well,
I'm watching the damn box score every time Dallas is on the field when Dak's at quarterback. I'm gonna watch his pitch count. How many passes? How many runs? How many passes? How many runs?
Yeah.
If that shit doesn't stay close, something's up.
Yeah. I agree. I honestly think it's within the play calling because with Dak, I mean, do they have too much confidence in Dak? Like whenever he's out there open up the playbook?
We can't figure it out yet.
But you put him in the tier. You put him in the tier with all of these. You know, he's surrounded when you go by the what he's earning, Super Bowl quarterbacks. You know what I mean? So they put him up there. So how do you not count on him? You know what I mean? How do you not open up the playbook for him?
You shouldn't have to. Your goal is to win, not to put stats up for Dak Prescott.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really simple.
I don't know if it's opening up the playbook as much as they try to get too with Dak. They try to get too fancy and they pass it too much. And I like the balance. And I mean that's what you got to do if you're gonna be a good team. But like I said, it don't mean nothing. They don't win in the playoffs.
That's right. It is all for nothing unless you win. James, you know that very easily.
For sure.
Let's take a quick break, 2 minutes. We got to reset the video for Wes. We'll come back. We'll get off the rails and then wrap this bad boy up. Great. Thank you and welcome back to the show. It's time to get off the rails. This is part of the show where we talk about pretty much everything except football and a couple of things that, the sponsors don't want us to talk about, even though we don't have any sponsors. But if you are so inclined and you would like to sponsor the show, please send an email inquiry out to paul.rodriguez@reconathlete.com. We'll get back and we can discuss some potential sponsorships. But in the meantime, James, anything you're watching, anything you got to get off your chest? I know everybody's watching this stupid Dahmer show. Why? I don't know. Y'all want to see people being chopped up. I don't understand. I don't know what it has to do with cheesecakes. I don't know what it has to do with watching dark shows. I don't know what it has to do with watching Brendan Schaub shows, anybody's shows. We ain't doing it on this show because I don't like people chopping up nobody.
The memes are great.
What's up, Wes?
I don't know. I might have to watch it.
Like I'm boycotting this one like I boycotted Tiger King. I ain't watching it.
What do you got against Joe Exotic?
I got everything against Carol Bassett. Carol Barnett. Them all them ladies. I ain't like them.
You know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna get a cameo from Carol Baskin. Make sure you guys turn into the Paul Rodriguez.
I'll burn that thing to the ground. And I'm talking about the post.
I think she's hitting for like 150 a cameo on cameo.
So you hitting for 150?
No, I'm not.
That's not what you're talking about. You said that. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Really, you didn't watch the Tiger? Dude, I enjoyed it.
I didn't watch one episode,
bro.
Not one, y'all. Look at me.
It took
America, the world, the globe. I ain't watched none of them. That's some.
No,
don't put that voodoo on me, Ricky Bobby.
But you're there watching Duck Dynasty?
And Jersey Shore, bro. Jersey Shore was crazy this past weekend. They throwing wine.
It's the same people.
They were throwing wine.
Yeah, it is, Wes. It's the same people.
They were throwing. Dude, that was like, girl, the Mo sister girl, Polly D's girl. She dumped a whole bottle of wine on this other chick. Just doused.
After the producers told her to.
All these people hang out together.
They're family, bro. I throw wine. Wes, you want me to throw wine on you? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, I'm just saying, dude.
Thank you.
You can't judge the Tiger King if you watch Duck Dynasty and the Jersey Shore.
Hey, man, you have your guilty pleasures, and I got mine. And that's the word.
But only reason I probably watched the Tiger King is it really took me like 2 episodes to figure out that it was real.
Yeah.
I thought they were made up. I thought it was like a fake documentary.
And it's hard to believe that thing that whole situation even like took place because when all that was going on, Joe Exotic, he was almost in the YouTube game before YouTube. He was documenting everything, making videos, music videos, recording everything.
Nighttime videos.
The dude is hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
He's got some horrible country songs.
How is he going to financially recover from this?
His country music.
You see?
I know the memes.
Yeah, okay.
I know the memes.
Yeah, look at you.
I know the memes, but I don't know the show.
You should watch it, man. Give it a shot.
I think he's lying. I think he's lying now, Wes.
How am I going to lose the rest of my brain cells like that? No.
I think you got to watch it at least once.
No. If it was a movie, if they made a movie about it, I'd probably watch it.
You don't get the full like.
I don't want
gist of it.
I don't want the full.
In a movie.
I don't want the full nothing of it.
They made the movie.
See how they did? Maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah, they made a movie.
No.
I think it's on Hulu or something like that.
I shot a tiger.
That
did.
The blonde chick from like Saturday Night Live. I think she's in that the female Ghostbuster movie. She plays Carol Baskin. I don't know who plays.
How do we go from Dahmer to Tiger King?
Netflix.
Oh, I said I wouldn't watch either one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I feel like you're one of those guys, like, whatever everyone is watching, you don't want to watch it.
Except football.
Not everyone's watching football.
A lot of people watch.
Yeah.
It depends on what it is.
I always
that
say,
Tampa Dallas game. They said that Tampa Dallas game had 19.3 million views.
damn. I always say, ladies, if your man isn't on the couch on Sundays watching football, you're dating a woman.
Whoa.
He said it. He not West.
Hot take.
But
Hot take.
the other guy over there.
Dude,
I didn't say
you
that.
can't be doing that, James.
Hey, come on, man. It's just my opinion.
Facts. You're entitled to your opinion.
I am.
You're entitled to your opinion. But I'm just saying you can't. You're getting on thin ice. They're real sensitive about that stuff.
Roger Goodell's gonna call you into his office.
That's fine.
But they gotta look at your emails. You got any emails?
Would you like some peanut M&Ms? It's like, why do we have to do this in your basement?
Yeah. Drink this drink. Why is there foam at the top?
Why do you have a TV on? Why do we have to watch the show before we do that? Oh, West is sensitive. I forgot about that. We shouldn't be talking about people being, drinks with foam. Is your belly okay now, Wes? Are you all right?
I mean, I had it going out of both ends. I don't know what he did. I think he might have put some of that what you call it in my drink.
Alka-Seltzer?
Visine. Dude, he's a horrible person. He loves James though. So hopefully he and James get to hang out.
So anything else we're watching? Shout out to Nas Cool. He's talking about watching Andor. Was that it's up your alley?
Andor?
The Disney Plus, Star Wars.
Oh yeah. No, I heard that's very good. I haven't had a chance to check it out.
How did I know about it?
Because
what is Andor? What is it connected to?
Star Wars
universe.
Because I watch the ads. I have to watch.
Watching
YouTube. I gotta watch the ads.
They feed it to you. But real quick, getting back to Dahmer, and I'll be quick. It's I'm 3 episodes in, and it's crazy. As expected. The first episode, we're there watching it, and the suspense is just nothing I've ever watched. Like, I was there, and I was like, I felt like I was about to have an anxiety attack. I was like, dude. And my girl at one point, she's like, I can't watch this. And I was like, for real? Like, I feel like I'm about to have a heart attack right now.
Why?
But we kept watching it. Just because the suspense is
the music. It's just the music.
No. There's no music. And it's filmed in one location inside his apartment with one individual. And, it's...
Some Red Dragon stuff, huh?
We're talking about a serial killer that ate people. Of course it's crazy and suspenseful. I mean, it's a sick individual.
Yeah, I mean, like me and my woman, we watch true crime stuff and stuff like that. And so, but I watch it because I like to think. I mean, we're all humans. We all have brains and stuff. And I always like to analyze and look at what possesses a person to do these things, whether it be a crime of passion, whether it be you're just overall fucked in your head. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what possesses a person to do this stuff?
They're Looney Tunes, bro.
Yeah. But what I mean, nobody, I feel like nobody's just born like that. Like, you go through circumstances in your childhood, and you might have suffered some trauma when you were younger. You know what I mean?
It's just like Alfred. It's just
did you
like
watch Mindhunters?
What is
just
it?
like, hold on. It's just like Alfred said to Batman. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Did you watch Mindhunters?
I did not.
You should probably watch that.
Y'all watch American Pickers?
That sounds familiar. Was that on
That's the antique show.
TLC or A&E?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've seen a couple of episodes. I used to always watch Storage Wars.
See?
Yeah. Pawn Stars. Yeah.
You don't watch Pawn Stars, Wes?
No, the only reason I know about those shows, I used to watch the Soup with Joe McHale, and he would make fun of these shows.
Soup?
It was hilarious.
The Soup?
The Soup was hilarious.
Is that on E! Entertainment?
I noticed Wes is a big comedy guy.
Duh.
Big comedy guy.
Yeah, I'm a big comedy guy, but I'm also
But you're not funny.
I watch old stuff.
But you're not funny.
I watch old. I watch comedy, or I watch old cop shows, things like that.
You wanted to be a cop when you were growing up?
No. I
sure?
kind of watch it because my mom got me into them. She got me into in the heat of the night. Matlock.
You wanted to be a detective growing up, right? Detective West Washington.
Yeah, I used to love some Rockford Files.
You were a big Kojak guy, weren't you?
Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky, Adam 112. You were Adam 112 guy, weren't you?
No.
No.
I did Deuce of Hazard, Trevor John ND. Used to love some Barney Miller.
You're a big Barney Fife kind of guy, aren't you?
I'm old, man.
Barney Fife.
Welcome Back Carter was my thing, my
What you
jam.
what you know about that?
Apparently, you're an Elton John fan too.
Hey, I like Elton
What's
John.
happening? Dude, don't hate on Elton John. Come on.
Hey.
I like
Rocket
Elton John.
Man.
Before my time.
Dude,
When I was
you gotta-
coming up,
you gotta respect it, though.
when I was growing up, Eminem was ripping on him. So
No, that was all.
But
that
they
wasn't
did
real.
a song together for the Grammys.
yeah,
They did
I know.
that. Man.
I know that.
I do know that.
Elton John knows that Eminem he's selling albums, and he recognized that. He knows that he doesn't really feel that way.
Hey,
The Rams are fighting each other on the sideline.
shut
right
up,
now.
boss. I want to hear this nonsense right now from you. It's a bad time.
I'm just telling you.
My heart is hurting because I'm not gonna be the victor. I fought
Dude, we got a long way
valiantly.
to go.
I
man.
fought
Come on.
valiantly for 3 weeks. The 4th week, I'm gonna be coming up short.
At least you're not me.
Well, you get a pass though,
Why?
because this is like your probably first time ever doing this. That we've tracked.
Pick'ems. Yeah.
That we've tracked. Yeah. And okay, Wes, when did you start watching football? What year?
I don't know. I was little, dude.
70, 79, 80.
I know. Tony Dorsett was the reason I started watching the Cowboys.
Early 80s. He started watching the early 80s. I started watching the early 90s. Okay. We got 40 years and 30 years on you.
Yeah. I started watching 96.
Okay.
I was 7 years old.
Okay. See?
He should have an advantage.
How?
The game has changed.
We
is his era of
haven't
football.
changed with it.
I haven't changed a
Oh,
lot.
bullshit.
Wes, you like Trudy?
Trudy.
Facts alive. Facts
Oh,
alive.
yes. Trudy.
Facts
Yeah.
alive.
Dude, I used to love that. Different strokes.
Nas Cool.
Yeah.
See, Nas Cool didn't think I would know that one. I'm busted out. Nas Cool, let me know if you didn't think I knew that one. I know he didn't think so.
Is there somebody? I already know your answer, Paul.
For some reason, I was thinking of a restaurant in Austin.
Yeah. Me
You
too.
would be thinking about food.
Is there somebody? I already know Paul's answer, Wes, that you would get starstruck if you came across?
You know mine?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm curious.
I mean, only person I can really think of would probably be Michael Jordan. Everybody, I see stars all the time. I mean, not all the time. But when I see him, I'm usually pretty calm.
One birdie.
But I'm calm on the outside. On the inside, I'm losing my mind.
oh my God.
It would be difficult for me to control myself if I saw Michael Jordan.
You just look at him eye to eye. You're the same height.
I'd probably pass out if I saw Michael Jordan.
Damn,
Like,
like
right.
that?
With his bloodshot eyes. Jordan be
I'm
sipping.
just saying, they're like
I would be
Michael
too.
Jordan, like he changed the world, dude. Basically, like it was ridiculous. He still got the #1 basketball selling shoe, and he hadn't played in how long?
Golly, like 25 years? Yeah.
Yeah, my kids, like, the ones that are in junior high and high school and beyond,
Got them J's?
yeah, they want, hey, we get Jordans. And I told them one time, you ever see Michael Jordan play? No.
And they're just recycling shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're
this next
so-
year we're going to
they're
put a black
so
line on it and we're going to ship it out and sell it for $200.
That's right.
Dude, no, they jacked up the prices on these. They're paying like $400, $500 for certain ones. I mean, they get ridiculous on the price for these Jordans. I'm like, I feel horrible because, like, you know what I did with my Jordans? I went out and played basketball in them.
In the ones? In the Jordan ones?
All the ones I got them every year for a while I was playing basketball.
Them Jordan ones was
So like,
ugly.
I ran through them.
Those aren't the Air Forces, were they?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I think people wear them as cleats on the football field. They're not. They're nostalgic. They ain't nice.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I lost one pair one time at Slitterbug.
Bro.
My mom was not happy.
You got ganked. Y'all know about
Yeah.
that gank.
No, it was my fault. I listened to my
2000,
friend and
son.
I left him in the wrong spot. And you know, I had a good size too. It was probably a size 12. So
You know they
So,
sold.
like-
You sold those bad boys.
and they were in good shape. Like, I mean, they were clean. I mean, the bottoms probably had a little wear and tear, but like the rest of them, they were in good shape. But man, it was a good time. I actually got caught in Lubbock at a tournament because of my Jordans, because I had the ones with reflector,
Yeah.
and we were being idiots. We messed with the security guard at this hotel,
Surprise,
and I was
surprise.
hiding behind a dumpster, but he caught me because he saw the reflection off my Jordans.
Man,
that silver tongue.
I was surprisingly, I was like, once I got a job and stuff, and I used to be into sneakers big time, but I was never a Jordan fan, sneaker wise, just because it was like what everyone was.
Have you ever worn one? Have you ever purchased? a
Yeah,
pair?
yeah. I have a pair of Jordans now that I hardly wear. They're still in the box.
Never purchased them because everybody has them.
Yeah. Yeah, I was more of a LeBron. Once LeBron's shoes came out. Yeah, I know. But they were nice.
Look at my eyes. Roll them.
Paul, you wear, what are they?
I got Crocs on
yeah.
right now. Crocs is in style. What you talking about? Talk to
I-
the young
I-
kids.
Everybody wears Crocs.
Talk to the young
You just said
kids.
everybody wears Jordans. Everybody wears Crocs.
They got camo Crocs with the gold with the orange tongue.
I'm pretty sure.
Hey,
they don't.
Hey, you're still alive.
No, they don't.
Paul.
These are no ad tree, fill in the lines, designed Crocs.
Like custom.
No, but you can buy those little stupid pins.
Yeah.
I think that's dumb.
Why?
Because I think if you're a
Customize
kid,
them.
if you're
Get a little Dallas Cowboy star, put them on them.
look, man, I ain't doing that.
Okay.
I will receive Dallas Cowboy gifts. I will not purchase Dallas Cowboy apparel.
So back to what I asked you guys about.
This is what I was
I
been
just
waiting
look
for.
good in it.
Okay. You would get starstruck by nobody.
Wrong.
Okay.
One woman.
God. Let me think.
You should know. You should know.
I should know.
She's a fighter.
Valentina.
Nope. You're close with the Tina part. Come on. Method Man.
A fighter?
Method Man.
Fighter.
UFC? UFC?
Method Man. I might be a little starstruck with Method Man.
Fighter. These are clues. Fighter.
UFC?
Method Man. Do I gotta give you another one?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Come on. UFC?
No.
Boxer?
Spit it.
No.
Fighter?
Christina Aguilera.
Oh, come on, man. Fighter?
Fighter was a song with Method Man, and
I
another
know.
hit was Beautiful. Come on, fellas.
Bro, you're taking me back to the
And I
early
said
2000s.
Tina. I said Tina was a clue.
Yeah, but my mind was I wasn't thinking about like artists. I was thinking about,
Only one.
I mean,
One
I
woman.
think there's one song I jam with her. It's
Shh, bro,
with
I'd
her
be
and
like,
Redman. Let's Get Dirty.
Dirty was another one.
that music
Let's
video was
Get Dirty with
fire.
Redman. That's the only one I really
I do remember
listen
that.
to.
Facts.
I don't know if I heard the Fighter with Method Man.
No, Fighter is another song.
Oh, the song with Method Man. What's the name of the song with Method Man?
Dirty.
No, that's Redman, bro.
Oh, Redman. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I meant to say Redman.
Quick childhood story. So she came out in Maxim magazine when I was growing up.
Sure she did.
And there was a Chevron right there across the street from my house.
Cochino.
Dude, yeah, I went over there and I was like, it was like they had it like behind the counter with like the Playboys and shit. So
And
like
it had like it was in a plastic sheet.
yes, and so I was like, and me and my brother were like in there like growing up.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, well, I mean, it's not nudity, you know. So I like, and I was real cool with like the clerk.
Pretty close.
So I went in there and I was like, yeah, let me get that, you know, magazine. She gave it to me, and I walked out and I was like,
Oh, Christina.
yeah.
I don't know about all that.
Good.
Come on, Wes.
You don't need to.
I don't know, dude. I can't get that excited about.
A woman?
It's more about like just who she is. Like her as like, you know, a mom,
Maybe
that kind of shit.
Janet would probably be closer for me. Like Janet, she was like one of the
What
first
about
crushes.
what about Sade? What about Sade?
Who?
Sade.
Sade?
I mean, yeah, Sade. Sorry.
I mean, Sade. Sheila E.
Okay, that's
Sheila E was.
Gloria Estefan. Bro,
Tripping.
bro, Gloria Estefan was fire.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm not saying she wasn't, but just
You must ain't never seen her dance before.
Tina Marie.
Okay. Do I got another one?
Hey, so Rihanna halftime show, or how y'all feel about that?
Bomb!
Really?
Bomb!
Why? What were you hoping
Safe. It's safe.
for? What were you hoping for?
It's safe.
Where is
They had
where's
Unsafe
the
last
Super Bowl?
year with Snoop Dogg, Dr.
That was
Dre.
not. That was so far. That was L.A. That was Los Angeles. That was the West Coast. It's like, who else are you gonna put?
I love last year's Super Bowl
Yeah, me too.
halftime show. Where is the Super Bowl?
It is in Arizona, I think. Could be wrong.
I'm on it.
What happened, Wes? Tell me.
Pick six. Stafford just threw a pick six to San Francisco. Not looking good for you now. I'll go ahead and say it's not looking good for you now.
Yeah, Arizona.
It's in Arizona.
That was
Okay.
big.
Dog it.
I don't know. I mean, Rihanna. What songs? What is she?
She's gonna sing.
Jay-Z
She's
song.
gonna sing Umbrella.
What's the Jay-Z song?
She's gonna sing Diamonds.
Ooh,
I don't know
J-Lo.
if you're gonna get Jay-Z.
What?
There, so I don't know.
Bro, J-Lo?
J-Lo. Yeah. No, thank you.
Tripping.
She's 60, my guy. She was a fly girl.
So is Demi Moore.
She was a fly girl. Her name's not Demi anymore. Apparently, last I checked.
Really? Demi Moore?
Yeah,
Not
sure.
Lovato.
Demi Moore is like No, Mila Kunis, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, striptease.
Elizabeth Berkley. Showgirls.
Bro, Demi Moore.
You looking at my Janet? Go on now, it's cool. I see you. He's right. I forgot all about Janet. Jackson. I'm
Janet
sorry.
Jackson, I just said it.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
but
My bad.
I'm going. But I've had a thing for Janet like back in the.
You
the-
talk
the
about
days,
Penny?
good time.
Are you talking about Penny?
Penny?
There you go. Look, I'm schooling Nas Cool right now. He ain't think I had this much soul power. I'm just telling you. Don't get it twisted.
Nas Cool ain't got that much soul.
Hey man, I'm just talking about me.
First of all, he's
You
an
see,
Eagles fan.
listen, man. You see me, and you don't see soul. I'm just gonna let you know, right now.
I'm gonna sip the drink on that one.
Oh my God. better check yourself, Wes. Get redirected.
Check something before you wreck yourself.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, banger,
Yeah.
banger.
Mm-hmm.
Nas Cool dropped a bomb. Jennifer Aniston. You better watch your mouth, sir.
53 years old.
Oh, she's bad now. She was bad in Friends. She was bad in We Are the Millers.
Yeah.
She bad.
Yeah, I agree.
She bad.
All right. I'm not saying she's not bad.
Give me your man card.
I like Elaine more than I like Jennifer
From
Aniston.
Seinfeld?
Oh, bro.
You want
Dude, have you seen Elaine? Dude, don't hate on Elaine. Especially she got the one with V. She's hilarious.
Bro, she was wearing the frumpy 90s pantsuit when, like, just no.
Have you watched her in V?
I haven't.
All right, watch V, but you'll change your mind. She doesn't dress like that.
Okay, I need the name, James. I need your help.
And even she had the one show, the old new Christine or whatever it was.
Okay.
She was good and she didn't dress like that.
James, help me out here. I need you to look up a show. No. I need you to look up Deadpool 2 and the love interest for Deadpool. And I need her name.
Oh,
she's Brazilian and she's gorgeous.
That is.
You're not going to know her name. You need to see her picture.
Vanessa Carlisle.
Are you sure?
The one that was killed at the beginning?
She's got dark hair. I keep going. I can't see.
Oh.
I kind of know who you're talking about, but I kind of don't. I don't know. The first one, it was the chick that dated Aaron Rodgers.
Vanessa Carlisle.
She is gorgeous.
Yeah.
She was in that movie. It was on Showtime. It had to do with a Marine returning from Afghanistan, and God, what was that show called? I can't think off the top of my head. Anyways,
okay, sorry. I fumbled that. So her name is
Homeland is what it was called. That's right, Wes. Homeland. That's not her name. She has some like Brazilian name.
Morena Baccarin.
Yeah.
Vanessa Carlisle is her character.
Character.
Name. Sorry,
She was in Gotham too, for a little bit.
Yeah. Homeland, Greenland, Gotham. Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch Gotham? This guy, dude, you confuse me with like all like what you watch and what you don't watch.
I just got hooked. Look, two things. I'm a big Joker fan, big Jack Nicholson Joker fan, but Joker fan overall.
Jack Nicholson was the best Joker. No, well,
Cesar Romero was pretty good.
You don't like Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger's, you got to pay respect. It's really good. It's a really good portrayal. Joaquin Phoenix did a good job.
I didn't see that one.
I hadn't seen that one.
The Monahan kid from Gotham. He played the Joker, the Monahan kid.
I didn't watch Gotham.
Monahan.
He was probably the best, next to Jack Nicholson, probably the best Joker. Because he had the look, he had the
Monahan kid.
He's in Shameless. Did you watch Shameless?
Oh, I like that dude. I was tough to watch his scenes, but no.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Is it Ian?
I forgot what his name is.
He played Ian on Shameless, redhead.
Yeah, him. He played the Joker character really well.
Yeah, no, he's a pretty good actor.
You know who else was the Joker? Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, I heard.
Mark
I heard
Hamill.
He was an animated.
Somebody like Jared Leto's Joker.
You liked it?
You did or you did not?
No, I don't think anybody liked it.
No. Bunk.
I liked it.
I don't really like Jared Leto and.
I like Jared Leto. You want to know I liked it? Because it was like Narco Joker.
Oh yeah.
That's why I liked it.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Different take on it.
All right, fellas. Anything else before we get out of here? Ooh. Nah, it's cool. I just saw your post.
Which one?
Megan Fox.
Oh. I don't know, dude. I don't know, man.
What are you talking about?
There's something about her. You know, like what you say about
Don't
Megan.
talk about those thumbs.
You know, you talk about Megan O'Leary.
Megan O'Leary. What about her?
No, what you always say.
Well, she looks like she smells.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got another one. The girl from G4, she dated Aaron Rodgers. God, what is her name? James?
Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's good. I don't know, man. I like the funny chicks. Like the chick, what's it, New Girl? I like her.
Zoe Deschanel?
Yes.
She's cute. I got one more for y'all. I got one more. My last one.
I'll be busy tonight.
My last one. Eliza Dushku. Ooh, one more after that. Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh, okay. Well, that's back in the day. I know what you did last summer and all that.
Yeah, I was a teenager. What do you expect?
Yeah.
I wasn't that big of a fan. What was she?
She was in Bring It On.
Bring it on.
She was the punk. She was the punk girl.
You never seen Bring It On?
Bro, Gabrielle Union.
Come on, dude.
Gabrielle Union.
Why would I watch Bring It On?
Gabrielle Union.
We're talking about the cheerleading movie.
Gabrielle Union. Kirsten Dunst.
I watched that shit. I was a kid.
Kirsten Dunst. Elijah Dushku.
Ain't no way I can sit through a cheerleading movie.
Then I need your man card.
Oh, man.
I got one. Aubrey Plaza.
Oh yeah, big fan. I like her.
You watch your mouth.
Big fan.
She bad.
Yeah.
Dude, and Park and Rec, man. She want me. I like the funny chicks. They're sexy but funny. Yeah, I'm a Tina Fey fan. I love some Tina Fey.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah, for sure. Wanda.
Oh yeah,
Dressed in the Wanda outfit.
Sweet D. I love Sweet D.
Sweet D.
I bet you
That's the
do.
name on the show. It's always sunny.
I bet you do.
Oh man.
What's another one? Can't think off the top of my head.
Her name on It's Always Sunny is Sweet D.
Yes, we know who you're talking about. I'm trying to think of another actress.
Big nasty like Sweet D. Big surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Maybe that's all we got.
Grow up, buddy. I also like the Indian girl off of New Girl. I don't know her name.
Say again.
You ever watch New Girl?
New girl. Who's in that?
Zoe, what you call it?
Oh yeah, Zoe Deschanel. What about her? Oh, you're talking about the Indian girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She's back.
She banger.
Yeah.
What's her name?
I thought.
I'll look it up.
I thought y'all said it already.
No. We didn't say nothing.
Oh, so her name in the movie?
No. What's her real name?
Jessica Day.
No, that's Zoe.
That's no.
Oh, I thought that's the one y'all were talking about. Hannah Simone.
Yeah, Jessica Day is Zoe in the show.
No.
But we're talking about the Indian girl. What's her name? Why am I
Is
drawing
it that
a
one?
blank?
I can't see.
Hannah Simone.
No, it is. Oh, that's not her either.
It's got to be. Yeah, I don't see no other ones.
I don't know, bro.
Smith. She married Smith on the show. I can't think of her character name right now.
Yeah, it's Hannah Simone, opposite of Zoe Deschanel.
What's her name on the show?
It is. Yeah, that's Cece. That's Cece. Hannah Simone. Yeah, that's her.
Hannah Simone and Cece?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She looks a lot different now.
You started a different show.
She looks like somebody on Jersey Shore, right, in the old picture.
Oh, did you ever watch Californication?
Nope.
Is that with David Duchovny?
Yeah.
Yes. Sure. Oh man, it's so but the chick that was in Californication, she was also in. Was it the Italian Job? No, I don't. She's got like She got a crazy driving scene in one of these movies. I can't think of her name. She was in Californication. She's got these unbelievable eyes. I think she was in the Truman Show too.
That's a good movie.
The Truman Show, really?
In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Come on, man, Jim Carrey, bro.
Dude, I watched it. I watched the Truman one time. I couldn't watch it again.
Never watched it.
It was, to me, it was terrible.
You know,
It
Jim
was
Carrey fans? How is it terrible?
Dude, we talking about Dumb and Dumber? Awesome.
Liar.
The Mask. Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura. Come on.
Ace Ventura 2.
I even go to Once Bitten back in the day.
Wow, that is back in the day.
Yeah, I don't go back that far.
Me neither. I know how far I do go back. That's the 1983. Other than that, anything else y'all want to do before we wrap this bad boy up and send it off to manana?
Who's getting the crown tomorrow?
Wes is getting the crown tomorrow.
Officially?
Not pretty much. Pretty
Okay.
much.
It's not over yet.
Unless something crazy happens. 2 minutes left, maybe less. 24-9, San Francisco.
Yeah.
And then we got our picks for tomorrow. And James and Wes will have the crown. And I'll be sulking.
Matt Stafford has been
calm
totally
down.
shit.
Are you just mad because I get the first one? Is that what you're mad?
No, I'm mad because I don't like to lose. That's why I'm mad. I'm not
It's not
like
over, dude.
I'm
Still got
not
a long way to
mad,
go.
but I'm like, inside I'm like, smoldering. This is the way I'm in, bro. But I'm a gracious loser, but I'm a sore winner. So just have that be known. I am a gracious loser, but when I win,
I'm a sore loser for sure.
but when I win, I win.
You're a sore winner.
Please believe off the sorest. Please believe that.
So you got to be a sore loser.
I'm a tyrant when I win. I let everybody in the mama know it.
So you like to portray that you're not a sore loser, but inside you are. Because if you're a sore winner, you're a sore loser. Got you.
Bingo.
Bing, 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 bing,
But I don't talk about it. I just be like, quiet. Quiet. But when I be winning, I'll be talking again. You better believe it. All right, fellas. James, Wes, send this bad boy out of here. We can get on to tomorrow.
We got one final entry. Jenny McCarthy from MTV. Yeah, stay tuned. Someone's getting crowned tomorrow. Yep.
I ain't bending the knee. I'm not bending the knee to nobody.
Yeah. Damon Irvin getting the crown. Y'all forgot my picks. Y'all forgot my picks.
That's probably what we would hear.
Y'all forgot my picks. Finger looking good.
I saw some people eating dubs this past weekend, like in the crowds. I was like, oh my goodness, James, is that you?
Did you see that fight? There was a college football fight.
They're always fighting, but I did not.
That seems to be the things these days. Football games, people just fighting in the crowd.
Because if they're loaded up on liquid courage.
If I saw a fight, I'd take my girl. Hey, we're getting the fuck out of here.
But he like this too, though.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Hold on. Wait. Yeah.
All right.
I've got
Come on, man. Views. You gotta promote the channel.
All right, James.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell the people?
I want to tell the people. And we lost Wes.
And we lost Wes.
I can get him back on real quick. Yeah. What do I want to say?
I don't know.
I drew a blank trying to get Wes back on. Support your people, things that you like watching. Throw a like, it goes a long way. Spread the word, throw a share. It doesn't take but 2 seconds and it costs nothing. Support your local businesses, support your small shows, that you like watching. And sorry, I'm trying to get things going here.
I know. I thought it was like, where's Wes at?
Hang on. Nope, that's not the one.
That's just a big view of me.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you like this show, tell your people, everyone that you know, because it really helps us out, and in the long run. And yeah, pretty much it. See what we get.
Y'all got a show coming on this Wednesday?
We do. We have a big show coming on this Wednesday.
Big show.
Big show. Yeah. There's been some stuff going on around town with a certain object. We're going back to Javi's Barber Shop, which is always a good show. Anyone watching Dark Side of the Mic on YouTube, you'll see my little character there. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, or you can follow us on Facebook. I have my own show, which Paul says I don't talk too much on this show, but on that show, I'm very vocalized.
He's got the gift of the gab.
Yeah. Yeah. So go check it out. We talk about a number of things, whatever comes to mind. Where you at, Wes?
It's a little bit more NC-17. I guess he said goodnight.
He's in the chat.
I told him to click the invite. We sent you an invite. Click the Zoom link, Wes.
Send him another one.
I didn't get it. That's what I was gonna say. I didn't get it.
We need to send like a technical advisor over there to handle all of Wes's technical needs.
Probably, bro. There he is. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
What's up?
Zoom kicked you out, bro. Sorry.
It's all good.
We were getting the crown, so they said you got to wait. So I said, all right, that's fine. All right, man. What do you want to tell the people before we get out?
Oh, just everybody check on everybody, man. Everybody love everybody, and I miss you guys. I mean that.
Yeah, even if you have a neighbor upstairs, go check on them.
We'll send you some Pepto Bismol for that, that thing, because we care about you. And so
I appreciate that. I already took some.
And we want to send some extra strength 4-ply TP, because you said you was having it both ways, and we got to make sure you have a clean escape hatchet, because that escape hatchet gonna serve you right.
We need to send them a deadbolt for that door.
And you need some top flight security, man.
I think he's got a key, dude. I don't know where he's got a key. He's got obviously.
What kind of key?
Well, you're right. He does have your keys right now, which means he's probably going to make a key for all the locks.
So that changes stuff up.
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. Please subscribe and share always, everywhere. We appreciate y'all watching. Love yourself and love your neighbors. See you again.